Welcome, everyone. At the end of this afternoon's events, I would ask all first-year students to remain in your seats, please. At the end of our events, will all first-year students remain in your seats, please? Everyone else will exit and go on the outside of the rope line that you will find outside the main door of Keppel. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic processional.
Welcome to the 2026 Convocation of Catawba College. I'm David Nelson, Catawba's 24th president. The Convocation is a tradition by which we call together the learning community that is Catawba College to commence the academic year. It is my privilege as your president to convene the college for another year. So, by the authority vested in me by the Catawba Board of Trustees in the state of North Carolina, I declare the fall semester for the 2026-2027 academic year at Catawba College officially convened. You may cheer. I now ask our college chaplain, the Reverend Kendra Joyner Miller, class of 11, to provide our invocation.
As we give this prayer of invocation, let us invoke or call upon that which is much greater than ourselves to ground us in the joy and celebration as we embark on this academic year. Let us pray. God, we come together in this convocation. May we feel the convocation, the joining together in our shared purpose this year, remembering the common mission of this institution to mold the hearts and minds of those gathered, that we may be centered around the goodness with which you call us, goodness that calls us to search for wisdom and gain in knowledge, and to live lives reflective of the highest virtues, of truth, justice, compassion, curiosity, and courage. May our students and faculty embody these virtues in our classrooms. May our coaches and athletes embody these virtues on our courts and fields. May our directors and performers embody these virtues in rehearsal halls and on stages. May our administration and trustees embody these virtues as they make decisions that guide the future of our institution. May we ground in that which is good and joyfully live these callings to which you, O Holy One, have called us in the world. Amen. And you may be seated.
Thank you, Reverend Joyner Miller and President Nelson. I am Dr. Monica Cowart, Catawba's Executive Vice President and Provost. On behalf of the faculty, I'd like to add my welcome to each of you as we mark the start of our 175th academic year. We are excited to welcome you, not just our returning students, but also our new first year and transfer students who officially joined the Catawba community last night at our commissioning ceremony. I also want to extend a welcome to new faculty and staff joining us from different departments across the college. If you are a new member of the Catawba community, whether a new student, staff, or faculty member, please stand so we can welcome you to our community. Nice. Yeah. All right, you may be seated. So we also celebrate an important group of students, our junior marshals, for the 2026-2027 academic year, who are assisting not only in today's opening convocation, but will assist throughout the year with special occasions in the life of the college, including activities surrounding commencement in May. Related to our junior marshals, I want to take a moment to share the significance of the academic mace of Catawba College that is carried by the senior-most faculty member, the senior marshal. The origination of the academic mace dates back to medieval times when it was first used as a weapon. By the 16th century, the mace was outdated as a weapon on the battlefield, but it remained a powerful symbol of authority and was embraced as a ceremonial object by colleges and universities. Traditionally, the senior marshal of the college carries the ceremonial mace and is the longest-serving member of the faculty, like our own Professor David Pulliam. In early times, marshals were associated with military commands or civil authorities. Think of fire marshals or field marshals. Early academic marshals used the mace to protect the president of the college from rowdy students and angry local citizens. In his duties as senior and college marshal, Professor Pulliam is assisted by his junior marshals, who give directions to the faculty, graduates, and others during formal occasions of the college. These junior marshals are chosen from the junior class based on academic rank. They embody the best of Catawba College in both academic achievement and service to our community. President Nelson will now commission our junior marshals for the 2026-2027 academic year. I would now ask that the candidates for junior marshal please stand. President Nelson, I present to you those members of our junior class to be commissioned as Catawba College junior marshals for the 2026-2027 academic year.
By the authority vested in me by the trustees of Catawba College, I commission you as junior marshals with all the rights and duties of that office.
As I call your name, please come forward to meet President Nelson. After you have received your medal and rose, please line up at the front of the stage. McKenna Coble. Tyler Davis. Catherine Elkins. Katie Gilman. Audrey Langford. Don Limecooler. Lance Morrison. Kellen Hours. Sydney Peterson. Gracie Pittman. Marlene Plachetka. Ali Rahman. Terrian Stebbins. Madeline Ubry. Please join me in congratulating our 2026-27 Catawba College Junior Marshals. It is also my honor to introduce the officers for the Student Government Association for the 2026-2027 academic year. Makeda Michael, President. Reagan Brown, Vice President. Michelle Hernandez Herrera, Secretary. Angelina Urujo, Treasurer. At the Spring Awards Convocation, these officers were recognized, but today they will take the official oath of office for their respective positions. Will the Student Government Association executive officers for this academic year come forward, or in this case, stand up and face the audience? If you would repeat after me. I do solemnly promise to uphold and abide by the Constitution of the Student Government Association and to promote and protect the interests of my constituents and of Catawba College. Please join me in thanking the SGA executive officers for their service. You may be seated. And now we have a series of speakers who will bring greetings to the college. First, Makeda Michael, Student Government Association President, and then Barbara Marshall, Chair of the Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon, staff, faculty, and most importantly, my fellow students. It is an honor to stand before you today, not only representing our Student Government Association, but representing each of you as your student body president, and more importantly, your friend and your peer. Convocation is one of the few moments in the year when nearly our entire Catawba community gathers in one room. We come into this space from different places, with different experiences, and at very different points in our college journeys. Some of us are sitting here for the very first time, while others are sitting here knowing it will be their last. But regardless of where we are in that journey, today gives us all the same opportunity, and that is to begin again. To my seniors in the room, welcome to your last Catawba Convocation. This year is different. This time around, you are beginning a year filled with lasts. Today marks your last convocation. Tomorrow will be your last first day of classes. And as the year goes on, there will be more lasts, some of which you will anticipate, and others you may not realize are happening until they're over. But as you step into this final year and prepare for the next chapter of your lives, I encourage you not to spend the entire year looking toward graduation. Be present, take in the moments that once felt ordinary. appreciate the people sitting beside you, and most importantly, leave something behind. You have spent the last few years becoming part of Catawba's story. This year, make sure you finish writing your part of it well. For my juniors in the room, we are officially halfway through our college journey. We are no longer new to this campus, and somewhere along the way, we became the upperclassmen we once looked up to. We have had 2 years to learn and make mistakes, find our people, and discover where we belong. Now, we have the opportunity to step forward and become the people that our underclassmen can look to. So I encourage us to take the chances we were once too afraid or too uncomfortable to take. We may be halfway through our time here at Catawba, but we still have half of our story left to write. To my sophomores here, congratulations. You are no longer the freshies, the newbies, or all the other names that we have been calling you. You are in a special place in your college journey. Sophomore year is perhaps one of the best years of your college years. You are no longer new to this campus, but you are also not too close to the finish line. You have been mostly through all of your firsts, but still have so much ahead of you. You are essentially right at the perfect spot. Freshman year gave you the chance to find your people, learn your way around, and get comfortable. Now, sophomore year is your opportunity to decide what you want your college experience to actually look like. You know Catawba now, so don't just be a student who goes here. Find where you can contribute, take advantage of the opportunities around you, and make this place even more your own. To our transfer students, welcome to Catawba College. You may be continuing a journey that you began somewhere else, but from this moment on, this place and the community that it comes with it is all yours too. And last, but certainly not least, to my first-year students in the room. Welcome home, welcome to Catawba College. Today marks your first Catawba Convocation, and you officially get to take on the title of being our newbies. Freshman year is special. Everything is new. You are meeting new people, experiencing new things, and beginning to figure out what this next chapter of your life is going to look like. Right now, you are standing at the beginning of a chapter that is almost completely unwritten. So I believe I speak for the rest of the student body when I encourage you to simply say yes. Say yes to meeting new people. Say yes to getting involved. Say yes to trying something that scares you a little. One day, sooner than you think, you'll be sitting where our seniors are today. But for now, enjoy your firsts. Find your people, find your place, and make this home your own. We're so glad you're here. Welcome to Catawba. And whether you are experiencing your firsts, your lasts, or somewhere in between, each of us now has the opportunity to decide what we want this year to look like. As we step into this new academic year, I encourage us to continue moving with the 4 pillars that ground our Catawba community: scholarship with character and culture for service. Let them be more than words we hear at ceremonies. Let them shape the way we learn, the way we lead, and the way we serve, and the way that we grow. And as we live out these pillars, may they help us discover our vocation. Not simply what we want to do with our lives, but who we are called to be and how we can give back to our communities. And if there's one thing I encourage each of us to take into this year, is to do everything in love. Love in the way that we speak to one another, love in the way that we serve, love in the way that we lead, love even in the moments when it would be easier to choose otherwise. Like Scripture tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 8, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always perseveres. Love never fails. Let that be the standard we carry with us this year. Not simply in what we accomplish, but in how we accomplish it. Not simply in how we lead, but in how we serve our community and one another. Because with love comes unity. As you all know, we say "Go Cat U" all the time. We hear it at games, at big campus events, and everywhere throughout our time here at Catawba. Cat U stands for Catawba United. And yes, not Catawba University. But let Catawba United be more than a chant. Let it be reflected in the way that we choose to be a community. Let's make Catawba United something that can not only be heard across this campus, but something that can be felt across it. And while we are talking about what it means to be Catawba United, I want to mention one more part of our Catawba tradition, our alma mater. We don't sing it very often, usually only at moments like Convocation and commencement. And if we're being honest, when we do sing it, there's always one part where suddenly everyone gets a little louder. Fair Catawba, my Catawba. Apparently those are the only words we all know. But today, when we sing our alma mater, I challenge you to actually listen to the lyrics. Pay attention to what you're singing and try to learn a little more than just fair Catawba, my Catawba. The words speak to the pride, loyalty, and love we all have for this place and the community that we share. And I encourage you to start learning them, because our hope is that you'll be hearing our alma mater a lot more this year. And with that, I tell you, lead with love, serve with purpose, and grow with character. Thank you, Catawba, and welcome back to your home away from home. Let's have a great year. And as always, go Cat U.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, I want to make sure you're still listening. My name is Barbara Marshall. I'm a proud member of the class of 1972. And as I said last year when I spoke at the opening convocation, that makes me a different kind of senior than some of you. So while I'm a senior by government standards and some retail business discount offers, I'm actually in my sophomore year as chair of the Catawba's Board of Trustees. And as such, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the new academic year. Now, if all goes according to plan, I will graduate on time with some of you, hopefully those that qualify. But being chair is a 4-year stint. I'm in my second year, 2 more to go. As I was thinking about what my message should be this year, I recalled 2 conversations I had in recent days, and one of them was with a student here on campus. The other was with a new player in my Saturday morning tennis doubles group. The student conversation occurred a few years ago while walking across campus. Our paths crossed, and we struck up a conversation. Student was new to Catawba and asked who I was and what I did. Was I a professor? My reply was that I was a trustee. He asked, what is that? What did a trustee do? The other conversation with one of my Saturday tennis doubles group members, she came up to me after playing and getting to know one another and asked, let me go back a bit. The Saturday group is formed on Wednesday. You get an email from the coordinator, says, do you want to play? You reply, I'm in. You show up on Saturday morning to find out who you're playing with. So once you get there, you don't really know some of the people unless you've been there for a while. We all have nicknames. Well, many of us do. New players don't. For example, some of the nicknames: Coach, Jersey Girl, CC, which is Country Club, 6'4", 240. Think of a football player. Shawshank, stories with every nickname. My nickname, Chairwoman ×2. My nickname, by the way, while I was here at Catawba, JT. As an aside, I hope all of you get a nickname while you're here. It's a great way to make friends, connect with people, and have some fun. Now, one of the new members in this tennis group asked why Chairwoman ×2. And I explained that I chaired 2 boards, one being chair of the Board of Trustees, Catawba College. I was then asked, do you get paid to be a trustee? To which I replied, quite the contrary, I pay to be a trustee, which tends to be the case in academia. So given these 2 similar but somewhat different conversations, I thought it'd be good to provide a brief education to you on this topic. After all, this is an institution of higher learning, and you all are here to learn, right? Yeah. So permit me to be a professor for a short period of time. I'm going to explain who we are, what we do, what we don't do, and why we do it. Who we are. We're a group of alumni, business leaders, educators, community members who volunteer our time because we believe deeply in this college, and we make an annual donation to Catawba. So we are paying for the privilege of being a trustee, which is unlike corporate boards. What do? Many of you may have assumed we're a group of people who meet in a mysterious room, speak in hushed tones, occasionally emerge to approve a new building or a landscaping project. And while that's not entirely wrong, the truth is a bit more interesting. The trustee is someone entrusted with the long-term health, mission, and future of Catawba College. We're the stewards of this institution. We make sure your classrooms have the technology you need, your faculty have the support they deserve, and your campus continues to grow in ways that serve you well. We oversee budgets, strategy, accreditation, and yes, sometimes we debate very serious matters, like whether the chairs in Kettner are comfortable enough to prevent fidgeting, but not so comfortable that you fall asleep. So many of the improvement projects you see happening on campus are the result of our work with President Nelson and his team and our commitment to you. What we don't do, trustees do not run the day-to-day operations of the college. That's the job of President Nelson and his outstanding faculty and staff. Instead, we look years ahead. We ask big questions. What should Catawba look like in 2030? How do we prepare you for a world that's changing faster than your group chat? What investments will make this campus stronger, more innovative, more inclusive? Why do we do this? Because we believe in you, the students. You are the reason Catawba exists. You are the reason we show up, read detailed reports, attend long meetings, and drink more coffee than we should, and if we're lucky, consume too many Krispy Kreme donuts. Let me tell you something specific about Catawba trustees. We care about character. This college has always been rooted in the idea of scholarship with character, learning that shapes not just your mind, but your values. We want you to graduate not only with knowledge, but with integrity, curiosity, resilience, and a sense of responsibility to something larger than yourself, and graduate on time. Parents like that. We also care about the community. Catawba is a place where people know your name and maybe your nickname, sometimes before you want them to. It's a place where faculty cheer for you, staff support you, and trustees invest in you and cheer for you as well. And we want you to invest in this community too. So as you begin this academic year, I say to you, show up, participate, lead, ask questions, challenge assumptions, have fun, and please, for the love of all things blue and white, do something fun that warrants a nickname. Welcome to the new academic year, Catawba College. Make it extraordinary.
Thank you to our musicians. We do some things differently in academic institutions. We don't always wear robes like this and funny-looking caps, but we do it for a reason, to signal certain ceremonies, beginnings and endings, as your President Michael noted, that you will be a part of. We dress in certain ways and we conduct ourselves in certain ways. Just a pro tip, that would have been a time to sit and listen and not chat. Yeah, so just to enjoy the music that really talented students and faculty bring to us. So enough of the lecture on that. If you are a new student, and by that I mean incoming or transfer, new faculty, or new staff member, I'm not going to ask you to stand, but could you put your hand in the air just for a moment so we can all see you, because there are some up here as well and we may have missed them. So you don't have to talk to do that. You don't have to. I want you to look around. Everyone look around. Look around without talking. Raise hands without talking. The muscles are not connected. I think, Jim Hand, you will back me up on that. We want to welcome you. You can put your hands down. A special welcome to all of you who are now a part of the Catawba College family. A warm welcome to students. I know the numbers are not final yet. We spend time counting over the next couple of weeks, but I am told that we think we have students from 35 states in the United States and 24 nations this year. And let me say, to all of you who are new, those who've come from overseas especially, we're so glad you're here. We welcome you to the campus and to the Salisbury community. And to returning students, we're really glad to see you again. We missed you over the summer. So it's the President's assignment at a convocation to deliver a convocation address. I'll do that in a few more moments, a short one. But I want first to make some recognitions that I think are really important for us to celebrate. And then I'll do the address, and then I have 5 reminders for you before we do the honor code, sing the alma mater, and depart this place. So stay with me here. Last time we had a large gathering was in this place in May for the college commencement. People graduated on that day in May, and since that time, a lot has happened in the Catawba community. It's not just buildings getting done and all that sort of stuff. We've had students, faculty, coaches involved in a lot of significant accomplishments amidst our student body. I want to call attention just to some of those. I know some other things will be celebrated at other times in the semester, but I have to take a few minutes for us to celebrate some of these accomplishments. A group of our students in the sciences, biology, chemistry, environmental sciences, traveled to the 2026 Tri-Beta Convention. That's Beta, 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 which is a society for the sciences. And there, these 2 are graduates, but Luke Roberts placed first in his category, J.C. Noble third, and the team took overall number 3 at the National Convention. And congratulations also to Dr. Watalis and Dr. Rushing and all the faculty who support them. What an accomplishment. Let's congratulate them. Some of you earlier in the year might have seen a screening of a film made in our Kettner School of Business, produced and directed by Professor Dr. A.D. Annis, with students and faculty like Drs. Jackson and Morton, called Life in the Gap, a really important film about this community and some of the people in it. And while that was screened on campus, I'm really glad to announce that will air on PBS North Carolina this October. We should plan to have some watch parties. Congratulations to all who were involved in that project. There is some hardware on the table with the mace, and I want to point out a few things. If you didn't know it, Catawba College has a solar racing team, and it's new in the past year. They competed for the first time as a demo team in the Electric American Solar Racing Challenge alongside a lot of institutions, large universities like MIT, Cal Berkeley, Stanford, Georgia Tech, NC State, and along with international universities. We did really well, and because of the way our team did what it did, not only doing their own work, but supporting other institutions who needed help from us, that team, the Catawba Solar Racing Team, was awarded the Sportsmanship Award. Congratulations to all of you on that team. There are trophies. Some of those represent SAC conference championships, and congratulations to all of the students, athletes, the coaches, the staff who made those accomplishments. But I also have to note some who competed in the national tournaments after our semester was over. So we didn't get to celebrate them on campus. I know we'll do this at another time, but I have to make you aware of it. Men's tennis, national semifinalists. That means they were among the last 4 teams playing in the national tournament. Our baseball team, once again, national semifinalists among the last 4 teams playing in NCAA Division II. Women's tennis, national runners-up, number 2 in the nation. Congratulations to all 3 of those teams and their amazing coaches. You get used to hearing this one. Women's swimming, yet again, I think it's 8 semesters running, best GPA in NCAA Division II. Congratulations to the women. And this year, women's golf did the same thing in their sport. Congratulations to the women on both those teams. And then, sticking with athletics for a moment, every year, the Learfield Cup Awards are given, so in NCAA Division I, II, and III, and NAIA. So across the nation, as teams succeed and go to tournaments and all of those sorts of things, you accumulate points, and at the end of the year, we learn who the best in the country is, and Catawba has been climbing up the ladder on this. We made the top 25 last year. If you didn't see the news, I want you to hear that Catawba Athletics, led by our amazing athletic director and all our coaches and staff, and you student athletes, finished number 10 in the nation. Congratulations. And then, each year, the Honda Inspiration Award is given in recognition of a student athlete who has overcome significant adversity to return to competition. We learned earlier in the year that for the 2026 Honda Inspiration Award, one of our student athletes had been nominated and then became a finalist. And then this summer, we learned that our own Yvonne Lee won the 2026 Honda Inspiration Award. She has graduated. She's not with us, but she's an inspiration to so many of us, and we're very proud of her. Whether she's here or not, let's give Yvonne a round of applause. All kinds of good things happening on this campus, and among those in the Catawba community, even during summer break. We're called together at the beginning of another academic year. And when we do this, we remind ourselves of our ideal, scholarship with character and culture for service. It's been mentioned. It was also noted that last night, as is our tradition, we commissioned our incoming students, the class of 2030, along with transfer students. And it was at that point we initiated them into understanding more of our motto, St. Luke's. Last year at this time, we noted some important anniversaries. At that time, I told you to look for ways we were celebrating the 100th anniversary of Catawba College in Salisbury and the 60th anniversary of the integration of Catawba College. We had marvelous events last year to remember those 2 very important anniversaries, and I told you at that time to look forward to this year when we have 2 more anniversaries to note. So here we are, as promised. It is 2026, and so, as has been noted, we now celebrate the 175th anniversary of Catawba College, of your college, of our college, an historic institution in the southeast of the United States. We also, as we noted last year, are coming up on an important national anniversary. That is the 250th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence. So, international students, let me make a point here. As I noted, we are really glad you're part of our community. We learn much from your presence on our campus. And I note that the 250th anniversary of our nation, its Declaration of Independence, is a unique opportunity for you to learn about how a nation works and how sometimes a nation doesn't work. Last year, we focused on the Constitution. We told you that on Constitution Day, September 17th, you could get a free copy of your Constitution and Declaration. I think we'll do that again, Dr. Bitzer. I guess if we're not, we will now. Anyway, so I want to say a brief word about that Declaration of Independence. I know activities happen throughout the nation on July 4th. But I have a couple of words to call your attention to because they bear on the work you do at the college. If you grew up in the United States at some point, you studied, read, and probably were asked to memorize some words. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I hope you still do that. If not, take your copy and read it. In any document like this, you look for the therefore, because it tells you what the writers are really up to. And the therefore in the Declaration comes toward the end, as it usually does in such a declaration. And there it says, words penned by Jefferson and approved by the framers, we therefore solemnly publish, it's we therefore, words, of course, and then solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states. Remember, free and independent states. When the Declaration was made in July of 1776, newspaper headlines had those words, free and independent states, because that was the point of the Declaration. But free and independent from what? Free and independent from what the Declaration called the tyranny of a British king. Thus, this Declaration features 27 grievances against King George. You should read the Declaration, including the grievances. I'm not going to read them to you. I'm not really going to talk about them. It's only 1,320 words. It's shorter than a Substack post. It's brief. If you're a U.S. citizen, you should read it in the Constitution once a year. Constitution Day is a good way to do it, or a good time to do it. So we probably all, or most of us, know a few words of the Declaration. We understand them better if we read them in their context, and that's true of any text. It's why we have you read, and it's why your professor may, shockingly, have you read an entire book. And that's what we do here because we are a college. And for our international students, I'll say again, what a year to be in the U.S. I'm really aware that there is plenty of weirdness going on in our country. And frankly, in a world where we pursue the good, that is, the varieties of virtue and excellence that contribute to our well-being, we have a lot of not good going on. But purely in terms of studying the history of a nation, this is a remarkable moment in which to learn about history and politics and sociology and philosophy, to learn about a society and a culture with all its wonder and, yes, its weirdness. And as you consider the Declaration, recall that our nation, like our college, is guided by an ideal. And part of our nation's ideal is grounded in this Declaration, along with our Constitution. Statements like these, just like the Catawba ideal, are important for us. They help us to live with intention. They help us to aim for the good. And it is true, these kinds of words in such documents sit in the midst of the very big mess that inevitably occurs when we humans, with all of our differences, try to figure out how to live together. Sometimes it's hard enough to live with a roommate. And if you haven't experienced that yet, I bet you will during the semester. It's really hard to live together as a city and as a state and a nation sometimes. Our Center for North Carolina Politics and Public Service does these Catawba YouGov polls. You should look at them. Students help form those and analyze them. And they did one on the Declaration and found out, I'm glad to report, that 84% believe the principles in the Declaration are extremely or very important to our nation. There's broad agreement on the importance of the document. And not surprisingly, there are variant views on what is most important. And then there is disagreement about whether we have and whether we are living up to the ideals of the Declaration. I don't find that surprising. But I want to call your attention to a couple of words in the text here, the text that Mr. Jefferson largely wrote. In that phrase, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm not going to do an exegesis of it. I'm not going to try to describe what self-evident means or unalienable. We have really smart professors in a variety of classes who will teach you all about that. I do have to say this, and listen to me carefully. I have to comment that it is notable that a soon-to-be nation that held humans in bondage describes rights like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as unalienable, while for those enslaved, those rights must have certainly seemed alien. That's a reality about our history, and we remain silent about it to our peril. That's part of what it is to be a scholar, is to seek and admit the truth. But we and they are imperfect people pursuing a more perfect union, and it's in that light I want you to think about pursuing happiness. In that little phrase, life has to do with one's right to possess one's own body and not to experience harm at the hands of others. And liberty, I believe, is where the framers had this notion of freedom that entailed a set of liberties, for example, to be free from tyranny and to practice self-governance, to be free to worship as one pleases, and to be free to pursue one's path in life. Did they practice that perfectly? They did not, nor do we. And that's why we call on you at Catawba College to be involved citizens and to be good citizens. We tend to think of happiness as some state of affairs in which we feel a sense of joy or pleasure or contentment, and that's straightforward enough. But there's good reason to think more deeply about what Jefferson and others intended. And there are plenty of scholars like Alan Jane and H.L. Ganner and Carolyn Robbins and Jeffrey Rosen, who will be on this campus in September, by the way. And they've done such good work on this topic, and I recommend their work to you. The point is this: the happiness that the Declaration envisions that you may pursue, based on the provision and preservation of life and liberty, is the kind of human flourishing that issues from the virtuous pursuit of the good toward a particular end. That is the common good. Happiness for Jefferson was drawing on a variety of sources, both ancient and contemporary. It was the pursuit of a virtuous life, a pursuit of moral excellence that, when pursued, brings not only my own flourishing, but the flourishing of all those around me. That is, my happiness benefits those around me. Jeffrey Rosen, who again I note will be here on this stage in about a month, points out that the pursuit of happiness is a virtuous pursuit, one measured by, and I quote him, being good rather than feeling good. And as we recognize the 250th anniversary of the Declaration, I want us to note the resonance of that Declaration and its ideals to the Catawba ideal on the occasion of our 175th anniversary. We do our work in a nation cultivated in part on the ideal of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, just like we here at Catawba College pursue scholarship with character and culture for service. The pursuit of that ideal sometimes feels good, but not always. There is good to be pursued that doesn't always feel good. Every one of you that takes on hard work in a classroom knows exactly what I'm saying. Those of you that compete in athletics know what I'm saying. Those of you that mount productions and performances know this. Our solar racing team knows this. Yvonne Lee knows this. Not everything that is good feels good, and conversely, not everything that feels good is good. At Catawba, we set our sights higher. In classrooms, in competition, in performance, in friendship, in love, Makeda, we pursue the Catawba ideal. 5 reminders before we go. Last year, we commenced a historic transformation of our campus. I reminded you at that time that few college students get to be a part of what's happening on our campus. I have to thank you again for the ways in which you managed all the challenges and disruptions of construction, and I ask the same of you again this year. Do note, thanks to Garrett Solomon, we've added some temporary parking. Use it. And students, listen really carefully. Park where assigned. Park where assigned. That's not in a faculty spot or a staff spot. Park in your spots. And I know public safety will give you some helpful reminders if you don't do that. So park where assigned. Faculty, you too, park where assigned, and staff as well. So that's one reminder. Be a good citizen with all of the disruption of construction. We're doing it again this year. You did it so well last year. I thank you in advance for doing it well this year. Number 2, this is your second reminder. Be present at events. Someone said it earlier, show up. I think Chair Marshall said that. Just show up, including on weekends. First-year students, let me repeat something to you. You will be tempted to go home on weekends. Listen, I know some of you are commuters. You go home all the time. But residents, don't. Stay here. At least through family weekend, stay through family weekend. If you want to try going home after that, maybe go do it. But stay here and make friends and enjoy life on campus. Check out the calendar for athletic events and for arts events and come and support your classmates. I'll give you some help. Are you ready? Men's and women's soccer next Thursday, August 27th. Women's volleyball, Friday, August 28th. Opening football game, Saturday, September 5th at 6 o'clock. There you go. There's some things to do over the next couple of weekends. Listen to this. We're not done yet. I'm still reminding you. An amazing array of guest speakers and artists are lined up as well. Check the calendar. The Jeff Little Trio, our own Jeff Little, this Saturday, 7 p.m. right here in Keppel for free. North Carolina Center for Politics and Public Service sponsoring Jeffrey Rosen, as I said, Tuesday, September 15th. Amy Jo Levine, scholar of the New Testament and Jewish Studies, Thursday, September 7th with the Lilly Center for Vocation and Values. Another North Carolina Center for Politics and Public Service event on Monday, September 28th. What a panel this is. Judge Michael Ludig, Secretary Jay Johnson, and Judy Woodruff, who's been with us before. Day of service on October 8th. Now, listen, here's some advice. We don't just bring speakers and artists to campus because we want more things to do. We bring them here because it will benefit you. So we want you to mark your calendar. I know some of your faculty will tell you in classes there are things they want you to go to. We want you to be here. Take advantage of it. And it doesn't matter if you don't know who these people are. That's kind of the point. We want you to learn who they are because it will benefit you in important ways. Some of them may entertain you. Some of them may educate you. Some will do both, and some won't. Personal experience, years ago as a student, one of the lectures I heard that was probably the most profound I've heard in my lifetime had to be the most stultifyingly, deathly, deadly, boring talk I have ever heard or perhaps was ever delivered in human history. He was really, really boring, and he was really, really profound. So come take advantage of all of these opportunities that are before you. Third reminder, listen carefully to this. I will admit I'm being a little fatherly on the next couple of these, so permit this, please. Find a rhythm of work and rest this year. Some of you may have that. Some of the programs you're in build it into you, but not all of us have it. You will be plenty busy throughout this academic year. That's good practice for the rest of your life. Establish a good relationship between work and rest. I do realize the modern parlance is work-life balance. I don't love that. I think it's a category mistake. Happy to tell you more if you want to know what I mean by that. Work and life are not opposite poles. Work is a part of life. And work in service of others is a good part of life, as has been mentioned here previously. It is good to be devoted to that sort of work, and here at Catawba, we call that vocation, calling. And we also know that rest is vital to you. Doing our best work requires that we rest from our labors at regular intervals. It's why our athletes don't train 20 hours a day. You work hard, and then you rest. There is a rhythm to this. And I know some of us, the president included, have a penchant for thinking we can do everything, but we cannot. And if we don't learn this lesson, it wears on our bodies and it wears on our souls. Good work and good rest are good for our souls. Let me give you a personal example. I did ask my wife if I could share this. A few months ago, I agreed to serve for several months at our First United Church of Christ here in Salisbury, filling the pulpit each Sunday through the rest of this year. That's a historic congregation in North Carolina. It has a long history, an important history, supporting this college, including being a moving force behind it relocating to where we are now in Salisbury. And that congregation is contemplating what it might look like to come to campus as its home when our chapel is reopened in the future. And so Kimberly and I have agreed to join with them to help them in those efforts. Now, you can imagine we're fairly busy, as you are. But both Kimberly and I find that this sort of work is life-giving and it's energizing, and we sense it as part of our vocation, so we said yes. Were I the David Nelson in my 20s, your age, 30s, 40s, even 50s, I probably would have wedged this into my already busy schedule. Those up here that know me well know it's exactly what I would do. Because who needs sleep? Surely I can just add another several hours a week to do something. And I know some of you are wired that way. So I want you to take the advice I wish I had taken when I was your age and learn that we really can't live that way, and setting a pattern now that has a rhythm of work and rest that is healthy. It is good for your well-being and the human flourishing that is a part of the pursuit of happiness. You get the point. You'll be a better neighbor when you're doing good work and when we're all rested, because this is a part of loving your neighbor as yourself. Final reminder, be a good citizen in our community. So wherever you go in Salisbury, you represent Catawba College. Wherever you go beyond Salisbury, you represent Catawba College. I have to say, some of these trophies right here are for winning games. I'll tell you what else these people won at on solar teams and academic teams and athletic teams. They won at representing our college well, because I got reports from all over from people saying, we so admire your students and the way they act, the kind of people they are. You do that, and I'm proud of you for it. Be good citizens wherever you go. Those of you that live in houses around the campus, whether it's one of the college houses or someone else's, please be a good neighbor to those people who live next to you. Use Catawba Go. I told you this last year. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. If it happens that you are out one night, and for whatever reason, whatever happened, it is unsafe for you to drive a vehicle, please, 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 please do not drive that vehicle. Get on your app. If you haven't downloaded it, do it, and call Catawba Go and let us come get you. We all know what it's like when someone irresponsibly gets in a car and drives under the influence, because we had to bury one of our own last year when that happened. Do you remember? We lost Fletcher before we should have. I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm telling you, take care of yourselves, and we provided ways for you to do that. Please, please, please take advantage of them. And to everyone, will you be a good neighbor again crossing Ennis Street? It's a dangerous street. The Department of Transportation, the City of Salisbury, the college, and the county are all working on how to improve that, but it's going to take a while. And remember, last year I asked you to do something. Do you know what this is? It's a phone. It's a cell phone, a mobile phone. I think all of you have them. I know many of you do because I see you crossing a very dangerous street doing this. I know for a fact you can all walk and probably walk better without looking at your phone. I think I'm right about that. And I'd really love it if you'd put your phone away for the 30 seconds it takes to cross the street. Pay attention to what's going on around you, and as those cars, they're supposed to stop for you. If they don't, that's another matter. Trevor and his team will take care of that. But as they do, would you just do a wave or a nod and thank them, acknowledge them and thank them? We want all of us to be safe, and if I see you, as some learned last year, crossing, looking at your phone, I'll stop and we'll have a little conversation about your phone. Final reminder, I'm simply restating what your other president, President Michaels, said. Please be kind. Please be kind. Some things will go well this year, some won't. Some things will irritate you. And we can't control all those things, but what we can control is enacting the love that the Apostle Paul calls the more excellent way, and that's never better demonstrated than in simply being kind to one another. So this convocation address is a call. It's about vocation. It's about our calling to be good citizens and good neighbors on our campus and in our community, in our state, and our nation. And we now begin the 2026-27 academic year. Seat Luke's Catawba.
In a few minutes, we will recite the Catawba College Honor Code. But before we do, let me share that living and acting honorably is an important and highly valued aspect of life in our college community. As a member of the college community, students, staff, and faculty, our honor code emanates from the 4 words found on our college seal: scholarship, character, culture, service. We often think of the honor code as being in the classroom, where scholarship is done in an ethical and principled way by not cheating, plagiarizing, or committing academic dishonesty. Temptations to be less than honorable are always there, such as filling a smartphone with some reminders. But Catawba's honor code should speak directly to the kind of character we all want to present to each other and to our greater community. It signifies a sense of responsibility to ourselves, to each other, and our institution. Our honor code should underpin the campus's culture in promoting the values of intellectual and practical integrity, of promoting the common good for all. And in doing so, we promote the value of service that we ultimately hope will allow you, our future Catawba graduates, to achieve your highest potential while serving as leaders who have the wisdom and skills required to make our world a better place. And we need for you to do this. The Catawba College Honor Code is printed in your program, so please turn to that right now. For those who are able to stand, I invite you to do so. Actually, I do.
You do.
I invite you to listen closely as I ask Student Government Association President Kata Michael to come forward, as she has, and lead us in reciting the honor code.
Please repeat after me. As a member of the Catawba College community, I will uphold the values that ground our institution, and I will not lie, cheat, or steal.
Thank you. You may now be seated. Okay, let me have your attention. We are so close to getting out on the quad. A few notes on the activities that will follow this opening convocation. Following the benediction, everyone is asked to remain in their seats until instructed to process by the junior marshals. During the recessional, the members of the platform party, that's everyone back here, will recess, followed by the faculty. Next, we will ask all returning students and other guests to exit the auditorium. Finally, for our new students, both first year and transfer students, please wait until the junior marshals come for you. They will escort you out of the auditorium. Again, that's new students, both first year and transfer. Immediately following convocation, everyone is invited to attend the Club and Organization Expo on Abernathy Lawn and a lovely meal in the Cannon Dining Hall featuring Catawba students' favorite dishes. We hope you will take this time for fellowship as you prepare for the first day of classes. All right, everyone, we're about to come to a very important point here. I want you again to look at your programs, find where it says alma mater. All right, now, for those of you who are able to, please stand for the singing of the alma mater found in your program, and then remain standing for the benediction, followed by the recessional, followed by dinner and fun outside.
Down in the verdant Southland, high on the Piedmont plain, there's a tower that is piercing the heavens, and a campus of fond memory lanes. Higher than the walls of man's making are my thoughts on my sojourn there. Brighter than the sun upon waking are the friendships time cannot outwear. Fair Catawba, my Catawba, symbol of life and right, we thy sons and daughters hail thee, Queen of light. Rich and glorious be thy future, world of influence wide, and with us who bear thy culture, may thy precepts and spirit abide.
Let us go forward from this place with these words. Go forth into the world in peace. Be of good courage. Hold fast to that which is good. Render no one evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the afflicted. Honor all people. Love and serve the Lord, rejoicing in the power of the Spirit. Amen.
If all first-year students will please sit. All first-year students, please sit. All returning students.